guys, it's me Daily and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be filming a really fast, quick September wrap-up. And this month, I ended up reading a total of, I believe, 5 books, and I started 2 more after that, and I haven't finished any other than that. So just 5. The first book I ended up picking up is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. The majority of this book I ended up reading in August. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. When I was reading this book, I learned so much, as well as Britain's history with racism. Most of this stuff focuses on Britain because that's where the author is from. One thing that took me so off guard that I didn't realize I was a part of, and it's not a good thing, was characters. When you read about characters, they're white until they are said they are black. I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to say it, but like if you're reading a book and you don't know if the main character, they never really say if the person is black or white. You assume that they're white. Like your mind already assumes that they're white until the author says they're not or something, you know? And I never realized that was a thing, and I'm guilty of it, and I feel so bad about it because I never knew I did that until I read about it. I also read about conversations with angry, prejudiced white people, and because I read this like almost a full-on month ago, I don't remember everything. I remember reading something in here that white people do that they think they're like helping prevent racism, but they're actually contributing to it. And another thing I ended up reading in here was like a lot of white people start to feel guilt about having a racist past or being racist about something that they didn't know they were actually being racist about. And instead of doing something about it and taking action, they ended up just feeling guilty and not really doing anything about it. Even though this was a full-on 5 out of 5 stars, it was absolutely incredible. I learned so much. I do want to go back to it a few years from now, maybe more or less. I don't know. It really depends. And I want to reread it because throughout this book, there were so many big words that I did not know the full definition. I wasn't fully grasping this book because of the large vocabulary used, and she explained it, but it still didn't really stick with me throughout the book. So I want to go back to this book in a few years and really dive back into it and hopefully understand it a lot more. Though it was an incredible book first time around, I want it to be even more incredible the second time. I ended up buying this book called Anti-Racist Ally, and this is about activism and action. And it's an introduction, and there's like vocabulary in here. I don't know. What is emotional labor? I don't know, but it's like stuff like that inside this book, and I'm so excited to read that book, so I think I can understand a lot more on what certain things actually mean. This book was absolutely incredible. I tabbed it a lot. I'm only going to tab it more the more I reread this, and I'm assuming I will reread it. It was so interesting, so heartbreaking to learn about the histories in Britain with racism and what still happens now and how it affects a lot of people. It was absolutely great. I cannot wait to go back to this book. It was honestly incredible. The next book I ended up picking up in the month of September was the crossover graphic novel, and this is another one that I ended up picking out of my bucket of titles throughout my shelves, and I'm really happy I read this. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. I like the illustrations, and I understood the story a lot more this time around, not only because I'm older. The first, like the original book, written in verse by Kwame Alexander, I read it back in like 3rd grade, and I didn't fully grasp the story, but it was still so good. This one though, it was like good, but it took me a while to get through it, and I don't know why. It took like a whole week and a half for me to finish this because I was trying to read other things, and I don't know. But this was really good. I like this one a lot, but I think I like the original book better. I liked having the illustrations, but at the same time it was like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. I forget things really quickly after I read them. So the next book I ended up reading was Hans Christian Andersen's Fairy Tales, and this one took me, I don't know, maybe like a week, half a week, I don't know, but I tabbed it once. It was honestly a waste of my time because I tabbed once. And I was starting to physically read it. I was trying to read like 1 or 2 fairy tales out of this book every night. I physically read this for like the first 4 fairy tales, maybe 5, and I got bored of that, and I wanted to finish the book as soon as possible because it was just like, I'm not a huge fan of fairy tales. They're just like, thou shalt not, you know, it was kind of confusing at some points in the story, in the book, with different stories, but I did read, what is it, like Thumbelina? That was the one I ended up tabbing in the one spot because I really liked it. After reading like the first 5 stories in here, like physically, I ended up, it was like the weekend, and I wanted to reorganize my bookshelves and like go through all my books and do stuff with them. So I ended up listening to like the audiobook. I had to go from like different audiobooks on Scribd. One of them though, what is it? Like the Emperor's, what is it? The Emperor's New Clothes. That was a weird one. I don't know. But nothing special, honestly. I could get rid of it. But at the same time, I want to have classics on my shelves. I want to say that I've read more classics. So this was like a start. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll get rid of it because it's nothing special. Honestly, it's really not that great. But I want to have more classics on my shelves that I've read. The next book I ended up picking up in the month of September was Instructions for Dancing, and while this one was not on my September TBR video from when I randomly drew books, my friend Nathan ended up picking this one out randomly from that bucket, but off camera, and I was looking forward to reading this anyway, and so I was super happy he picked it because I absolutely loved this book so freaking much. It was 4.5 stars. I did not think anything could outdo The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This came close to it. This was such a good book. Oh my god, I just loved it. It was just so sweet. This follows, who does this follow? Evie. See, I already forgot. Evie and X. So there's like this, Evie goes to return this Instructions for Dancing book at the dancing studio, but she ends up meeting this lady at the front desk who gets her involved in dancing. And there's so many sweet moments, like when X and Evie first meet and X is just riding around on Evie's bike in the studio. It's so funny. I thought it was hilarious, and I don't know, it was just such a sweet, fun, it was so beautiful. I don't know. There was nothing, I thought this was adult. Maybe it's not, maybe it's YA, but it was just a sweet, very, oh my god, just so sweet and fluffy, but also like really sad because Evie has just become aware of the ability that she can see people's futures together. So if she sees a couple passionately kiss, she'll see how they end up separating or how their love story goes. And so she's really nervous to fall in love, and it was just so sweet because, oh my god, it was just so great. I don't know how to explain it, but I loved it so much, and I'm so happy I ended up getting it and picking it up. It is a signed copy. Gotta love it. I didn't think she could do it again, you know? I thought, after reading The Sun Is Also a Star, I was like, there's nothing that could be, like, what if I don't like it, you know? But towards the end, I was just really feeling emotions for the characters, and it was great. It was phenomenal. The final book I ended up finishing in the month of September was the graphic novel. Sorry, this is the graphic novel Fangs, and I'm gonna be unhauling this because I only knew things about it like it's a vampire and a werewolf falling in love, but it's literally so blunt. Is it blunt? Is blunt the right word? I don't know. But it's so boring. I don't know how to explain it. It's so pretty though. I don't like getting rid of pretty books. I just, But all I thought I had to know about it was that it's a werewolf and a vampire falling in love. You don't want to know much more than that when it comes to like graphic novels, because it's going to be spoilers. Because this one's short in this case. And all it is just like them talk. I don't know. It's just really boring. I read it when I was watching a movie, and even then I was bored. So I don't know. I feel really sad getting rid of it because I love it. Like, look at how pretty this cover is, and the black sprayed edges. I don't know. I thought I was really gonna love it. I thought it was gonna be like super fun and cute, and I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. So I'm going to be getting rid of this book. Hopefully some lucky person ends up picking it out and enjoying it more than I did, because I absolutely did not like it. It was just really boring, not fun. They were just sitting at a table. I don't know. I didn't like it. Sorry. And before I end up finishing off the video, I'm going to talk about the 2 other books that I started. I'm not going to go into depth though, because like I said, I don't want to do that today. I ended up starting the Hawthorne Legacy, and this is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 2nd book in the Inheritance Games trilogy, I believe, and I'm really liking it. I've been reading it for like 2 or 3 weeks now, so I should probably finish it up. So I should be able to finish it soon, but I've been busy not wanting to read lately, so I'm going to try and get back into this. And Inheritance Games was like 5 out of 5 stars for me or something like that, and it was great. But this one, I just want to see where it goes. Oh my god, I freaking love Grayson. I don't know why. He's just, I keep picturing him in his tuxedo, all strict and like, and I don't know. It just makes me so happy. Oh, I can't wait to see where that goes. Hopefully, she picks Grayson. I don't mind Jameson, but like, Grayson is just what I want in this book. Also, it's getting juicy. I forgot a lot of what happened in the first book, so I ended up having to go back to the first book and looking at where I tabbed to see what happened, and I finally understand what's going on in here. Phenomenal. So great. I'm so looking forward to finishing this. Too bad it's taken me so long, though. I also ended up starting Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi. I asked my little sister what I should read or listen to the audiobook for while I'm cleaning. I'm only on page 54, and honestly, I might put it down because it's not like I haven't picked it up in like a week, so I might put it down and try it again at some other time, or I might try and get through it and try and listen to it more frequently, because I don't know, I just haven't picked it up in like a week, and I don't want to. Everyone just loves this book so much, you know, and I don't want to be the one person that doesn't, so I'm going to try my best to get back onto this book and read it so that I can love it. These are all of the books I ended up reading in the month of September. I'm not super satisfied. Of course, I did read some really good ones. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you liked it. I will see you next time on my channel. Bye!
Maybe I wish you were mine, girl. And maybe I wish you took time